everyone. Welcome to Conscious Billionaire to be on Manifest High Net Worth TV. I am your host, Free Chihak. And today we are taking the time to pick the brain of a very powerful woman and conscious billionaire to be. Her name is Janet Mohapi-Banks. And Janet, first off, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me on. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. So about 18 years after Janet received a very prestigious business award. 18 months. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's right. 18 months. Yes. So after 18 months, after receiving this prestigious award, about 18 months afterwards, Janet found herself bedridden. And she had a digestive disorder that was brought on by overworking and a huge amount of stress in her former business. That kept her bedridden for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Wow. And so anyway, but using a variety of modalities, healing modalities, Janet was able to get herself out of that state, which I think is powerful. And today, what she does is she works with high-powered entrepreneurial women to help them create huge impact, to influence their tribe, to make way more money than ever before, to build better relationships, basically to build their business with much more ease and stress-free, really, because Janet went through that process, so she knows this inside out. Janet, tell us a little bit about that situation. What was it that made you, what were you doing at the time? What business were you in?
Oh, so exciting. I was a luxury cake designer. I was one of two people that were a recommended wedding cake supplier to the Ritz Hotel Mayfair.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and one but only two, which is really, really, I don't know, it's very special. I was so honored to be in that situation. And I was, under like all of the major wedding planners, events organizers and things like that. And I was on the books of half of Mayfair, which, if you don't know London, Mayfair is like the very posh bit.
Yes.
Where all the money is.
Wow.
And so, there I was literally at the top of my career. I was on wedding TV, I was in all the magazines, but I was working like regularly 36 hours like in a row on a trot.
Wow.
Waking up like Thursday morning and not going to bed properly until like Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon.
Wow.
Like crazy stuff. And part of the reason for that is because I was like a crazy perfectionist. Everything had to be just right. And when you're paying thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds for a cake, you expect it to be really good.
Yes.
So because I'm like a chronic over-deliverer, I'm still a chronic over-deliverer, but I've tempered the perfectionism now. I always try to deliver the freshest cakes, the best cakes, everything to the highest standard, which is what my clients deserved and wanted.
Yes.
But that meant that the more tired I got, the more I overworked, the more stressed I got, the more self-doubt was bred through the tiredness, through the overworking.
Interesting.
And then it's just like this vicious cycle. Yeah. And then I started throwing up one day. For no apparent reason, I just started being sick. And then the next day I was sick again. The following day I was sick twice, then 3 times. And for about 5 years, I was sick multiple times a day.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
With no cure. I was under the top gastroenterologist in the country, Professor Epstein at the Royal Free Hospital, who was amazing. He was brilliant. He did everything within his knowledge and within his power to try and heal me. Yeah. I was on experimental drugs. I was on experimental devices that were putting electricity, energy into my neck, into the vagus nerve to try and stimulate my digestive system because that was completely shut down. And none of it really worked. So through all of the tests, they knew that there wasn't a signal, like an electrical signal going from my brain into my stomach, but they didn't know why. So, like I say, the prognosis was a slow death by starvation because there was no cure for my condition. And that meant that I closed my business, I moved out of the London area and came to a beautiful area of the UK, Cornwall. And I'm right at the bottom of the country. Like I say, it's, you know, it is an area of outstanding beauty. And I literally came here to die. Yeah. I've got all my affairs in order. I got provision for my children. I got, you know, my will sorted out, everything. And as soon as I did that and I accepted, right, okay, this is it. There is no cure. I've been told that, you know, prognosis is really bad. They don't know how to cure me. Then I went looking for alternative remedies and I found it in a chiropractor of all people. Like for me, a chiropractic is clicky back people. They're nothing to do with digestion. They're nothing to do with anything other than bones, really, as far as I was concerned back then. Wow. But it's like, well, I've exhausted everything else. Let's try a chiropractor. Yeah. And within 6 sessions, she clicked my back on the 6th session, and it was like the biggest noise you've ever heard, like the biggest release. It doesn't hurt, but it sounds like it should. It was like, bash. I went to sleep that night, woke up in the middle of the night with the most enormous, like intense headache on the side of my head here that you could ever imagine. And it felt like electricity going up an oak tree is the way that I described it for everybody, because I could feel it going up the trunk and then into all the branches and into all the little tiny branches as well.
Wow.
For about 20 seconds.
Fascinating.
Yeah, and then I was like, fell back to sleep again. And then the next morning I woke up pain-free for the first time in over 4.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What a powerful story. My goodness. To have come from like working at that really posh place in Mayfair doing the cake. But your perfectionism, I think, is why didn't you hire people to assist you? I'm thinking that's linked to you wanting everything to be perfect.
I couldn't hire anybody. Seriously. I mean, people came to me asking to work with me.
Yes.
And there was this part of me saying, yeah, you know, you need help. But there's a bigger part of me saying, yes, but then it would spend time. I'd have to spend time training them. I'd have to spend time, you know, educating them and getting them up to like the exact way that I tie a bow on the boxes.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. And I didn't have time for that. Didn't have time. And also nobody will be able to make a cake just the way I like it.
Yeah.
Nobody would be able to make a sugar flour the way that I like it.
Yes, I see. Oh my gosh.
And that's the thing about perfectionism. Perfectionism is all about control and it's all about fear. It's nothing actually to do with being perfect.
Yes.
It's holding on so tightly that you can't let go.
Wow. And so from all of this, I mean, this is like going from where you were working in Mayfair, one of the top providers of cake services, and having this intense experience over a period of 4 years, which really forces you to evaluate who you are, what you want to do, and coming to a conclusion that this is the end of your life and preparing for that, moving to a place where you're like, okay, if I'm going to go, this is where I have to be. My goodness, going through all of that, well, and then finding the healing. It's a powerful metaphysical process, actually, but I don't want to, I think we can talk about that a little bit later. But I wanted to ask you, did all of this, does this stuff have anything to do with your decision to want to be a billionaire?
No, it didn't. Okay, so when I started my cake business, I'll tell you why I wanted to be in the Ritz. Yeah. Okay. The reason I wanted to be in the Ritz, and the reason actually it does tie in with why I want to be a billionaire, is because do you remember in Haiti in whenever it was, 2000 and whenever, they had the big hurricanes or earthquakes or all of that, yeah. So I did a charity campaign to raise money.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. And like all over the country, there were bake sales being organised.
Right.
And I couldn't get covered in the national press because I wasn't a name. That's what they kept coming back saying. So I had like lots of little press releases here and there.
Okay.
All over the country, but I wasn't a name. And so I said, right, okay, so if I want to help all these people in Haiti, I need to become a name.
Yes.
If I want to help people all over the world, I need to become a name. I need to be in the magazines. And it was that then led to me being in the magazines. It led to me being at the top of my career and being in the Ritz, things like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So you basically, you are a powerful metaphysician, because everything we've discussed so far has really intricate metaphysical practices connected to what you've said. I mean, you sit there and you say, okay, I want to reach out and assist this community that's going through this challenging time, and you can't find a way to get yourself and your message out there. You then decide that you make these cakes and you're going to somehow make a name and get yourself in the magazine, and that divine connection starts happening. And before you know it, you have not only made a name, you have made the name, working as one of only 2 go-to cake caterers at the Ritz, in the entire Mayfair, the poshest area, where you get to see those super wealthy people, and people get to spend thousands of dollars on their wedding cakes. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Yeah, but back then I didn't even have a clue about metaphysics.
Yes, isn't that
not a single idea?
That makes complete sense. Because one of the things that happens, like you mentioned, a lot of people start out when they're creating, but they don't know how they're creating. And then eventually, when they get into the metaphysical space, then they start looking back and putting 2 and 2 together. Because they want to go back to that state of, just knowing that I want something, just going for it and being in an open state of receiving it. Powerful, very, very powerful. So then all of this happened then, and then you decided that to have even further reach, it's going to be important for you to be a billionaire.
Yeah, now I have, now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is, it's pretty cool.
What I've realized is that, because when I first started my coaching business, I really thought I just didn't want anybody to go through the burnout and the high stress and the overworking that I went through.
Yeah.
That was my driving force to start my coaching business. As soon as I got, better, even, before I was properly better, I was like, right, okay, how can I help people achieve the level of success that I'd got, but without stressing out about it, without nearly dying, because it shouldn't be a choice,
Exactly.
But now I realize, as I've done more work on myself, as I've been working with more and more people, it's really clear that what's actually my driving force now is that I really want more powerful women in the world.
Yes.
I really do. And money and power, like it or lump it, they both go together.
Yeah.
They really do.
I totally agree. That's a very powerful vision. It's the same vision I have, to see more powerful women, more wealthy women in the world, more conscious billionaires, more conscious billionaire women in the world, to really effect some powerful changes. That's pretty cool. So Janet, you've just shared some metaphysical strategies with us, but I wanted to ask you, in your business, I'm assuming as you help these amazing entrepreneurial women to achieve their success without stress, are you using metaphysical strategies to attract your clients in your business and also with them? How's that going?
Right, okay, so let you into a little secret here, right? So not last Christmas, the Christmas before, I went on like this deep dive meditating sort of session, if you like, that lasted about a week and a half.
Okay.
And like I was there on my bed because my children were with their father because he left.
Okay.
And so I'm there on my own, like over this sort of the space between Christmas and New Year, and then and then I carried on once I came home as well. So for about 10 days, I would say, I went deep diving into this meditation. Right, about 10 days, I went properly deep diving into who am I here for? Why am I here? What is my purpose?
On your own or at a retreat?
No, on my own.
Okay.
On my own. And one of the things that came out was that I was a bridge. I was a bridge between like the matrix or normal life and the life that people can have with
interesting
and things like this.
Yeah.
But with my work, I do use metaphysical techniques, but I don't announce them as such particularly.
I see. So you just weave them into, that's very good. It's like metaphysics is life, really. So you can definitely weave it in without necessarily calling it metaphysics, right?
Yeah.
I've seen like some people who are focused on mindset work, personal development work, who use a lot of metaphysics, but they don't call it that. So the name really doesn't matter. It's really the strategy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So how are your clients? Is it are they using it? Your clients are taking this information. How is it affecting? I know your business is thriving. So how tell me basically one strategy. Give us the top strategy that you use, even though you don't call it metaphysics. What is the top strategy that you're using that's metaphysical? That's really creating this.
One of my favorite things to do is that I ask all my clients to set an alarm clock to go off every hour.
Yes.
Ding, ding, every hour.
Yes.
And then on that hour, they take 3 big life-cleansing breaths. They ground their energies.
Yes.
And then they put themselves in the place of their future self.
Ooh, love it.
Imagine what that's going to feel like. And they really feel into that space. They feel into, this life that they're creating.
Yes.
Because as soon as you do that, you are pulled by the vision. You're not being pushed by the fear.
Yes.
You're not being pushed by the fear of, oh my God, I haven't got any clients. Oh my God, like this is going to happen, that's going to happen. You get pulled by that. Oh, this is so wonderful. I love feeling this feeling of having this money, this feeling of having the clients, this feeling of living in this amazing house, of living in this amazing life that I'm living in. So once an hour.
That is really good, because I love it. I totally love it. I mean, I use a similar strategy, but I do every like 4 or 5 hours. But I think the ones every hour is really cool, because it gives you more opportunities to place yourself in that new reality that you're creating, which then reduces the amount of time you spend, so to speak, worrying about the current reality. Yeah. Which makes for, I guess, a quicker morphing of your current reality into the reality that you desire.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm definitely going to.
Also, so many people spend too much time, like, energetically out of their bodies. Yeah. So when we're feeling really stressed and we're like feeling a bit dizzy or just a bit, when the anxiety starts, our energies are literally not with us anymore. So bringing them back every hour, making sure that, here we go. The light is coming in, it's coming down, it's going into the ground and back up again into our heart space. Really putting yourself in connection with your own physical awareness in your body, just being here present, and then feeling that shift, that reality also grounded here, because you're calling it into a physical reality. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love that metaphysical strategy. Thank you for sharing that. That's pretty cool. So let's take a little detour. I want to talk about, we already touched on it. I know you mentioned that you were doing work to try and raise funds for Haiti back in the day when they had that tragedy.
What is one main cause? You don't have to like name a charity, but what is one cause that will definitely get millions and millions of your billionaire dollars?
So again, back in the day, I've had so many like lives in this current existence that you wouldn't even believe it.
Wow.
I was very, very nearly homeless at one point. Yeah, like, you know, I built my little cardboard house and everything. I didn't actually sleep out in my cardboard box all night because a friend of mine happened to come by and smash it up, and then I went back and slept on their sofa. But it taught me that it's so easy. It's so easy to become homeless. Like the majority of people are literally living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
If you're, depending on the country that you're in, like in America, if you have fall ill and you can't afford your doctor's fees and you haven't got insurance and all of that, you can be out just like that.
Yeah.
Your entire life can just disintegrate around your ears.
Totally.
So one of my things that I've had in my head for 30 years now, it's got to be 30 years, is to build transitional homes for the homeless. And they would be amazing, these places. I can see them. I can absolutely see these. You know, they're great big houses. They've got on-site social workers and counsellors and coaches and medical doctors. And we basically bring the people in, we give them clothes, we help them mentally and physically, and then help them to get jobs and, you know, re-engage them back into society properly.
And if they happen to be homeless because of drugs or alcohol, you have the counselors and you know, the various services to help them get rehabilitation if it's something they desire.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's a really powerful cause. Yeah. And this is transitional housing, which means they're only going to be there for a period of time until they get back on their feet and then transition into a place of their own, you know, into more, self-sustainability.
Mentors for the new people coming in.
Okay. So then, so they then give back to the new people coming in. Okay, that sounds, that's right. Which helps them stay on top of their game as well, because now they have someone looking up to them for mentorship. So that's pretty cool. I really like it. Wow. That's a great one. Yeah. And just remember, you know, that your friend, me, Frichihat, a billionaire as well, I'll be helping write some of those checks to support that brilliant cause. You see, that's a great thing about going to that status of being billionaires together, right? Having friends as billionaires where we can support each other's causes and really embark on creating a vision for moving the world in a whole different direction. Some of these things, like you're talking about, that homelessness and stuff, shouldn't really exist anymore. I mean,
it really shouldn't, especially in countries like the UK and America and Canada and you know, very, very, very wealthy countries.
Yes, they really shouldn't exist.
Any homelessness. There shouldn't be any child poverty like there is.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like if we had more women conscious billionaires up there, that we would be able to eradicate some of these things for sure. In you know, like you said, mostly developed countries, and also, you know, in the developing countries, so to speak, we'll be able to reach out and extend into various areas of their lives. I mean, I was watching Oprah Winfrey interview Melinda Gates, and Melinda was talking about traveling the world and, you know, helping women across the world in some of the developing nations. And I just thought, wow, so she's out there doing it by herself, and there are probably, you know, other billionaires doing stuff as well. But what if we had more women billionaires assisting in the cause?
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, and someone mentioned helping people, not just giving them the gifts, but opening like metaphysical schools as well, and really basically teaching more women, children as well, and men about their own inner power, and
Yes.
ability to pull and to create life, to create new realities out of seemingly thin air, which I think is really powerful.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, because so many people have had their power like stripped away from them. And people don't realize just how powerful they are.
Yeah.
And so it's really exciting when the light goes on and somebody realizes,
yeah,
oh my God, I created this. I am a powerful being.
Yeah.
You know, I have a purpose in
Yeah.
life. You know, I really, really, really don't believe that anybody is on the planet by accident.
Yeah.
I think we're all a stitch in a tapestry, and we are all needed.
Yes.
We're all needed to step up and be who we are fully.
Yes. I totally agree. And we're moving there. I mean, this show is one way that we're taking this to the next level. So yeah. Now let's move from your charitable work, which is going to be awesome, to your lifestyle as a billionaire. Paint a vision for us. What sort of lifestyle are you going to have as a billionaire? Your private jets, your mansion?
I have got a private jet, and it's white, and it's got my logo on the tail, and I see it. And it's got like tan leather seats, and they're really wide, and I'm drinking lots of champagne because champagne is my favorite drink.
Yes.
Yeah, and so my first billionaire home is a fantastic penthouse apartment in Canada. I've got it on my vision board. It's all
nice. Wow, is it overlooking? What is it overlooking? The
ocean?
It's
overlooking Liongate Bridge, the water, the city, and the mountains. It couldn't be, you know.
So you're definitely going to have like windows all around. So everywhere you look, you're looking at a fantastic, gorgeous, amazing view.
Yeah, and I get up in the morning and I sit on my balcony drinking my coffee, looking at the city below me, planning out my day, and it's amazing.
Oh, it sounds beautiful. It sounds so awesome, together with your private jet, and the fact that you can already see your private jet in your mind's eye. That's wonderful. I love it. And private jets are so much more fun, right? Every time I go to the airport and I have to take off my shoes, to go, I'm like, it's important to
understand. I was a pilot. So
I've already got the pilot sorted. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh my gosh. What a manifestation, right? I mean, here you have your private jet and then you have a pilot living next to you. That's pretty cool. And how about cars? Are you into cars?
I'm not really into cars.
Okay.
I'm not. So yeah, when I sort of vision it, Pretty Woman with Richard Gere in the day, and he was just in the back of a limousine all the time.
Yeah.
That's how I've been wandering around,
Well, and I see that's just being chauffeured around in one of your favorite cars. That sounds pretty cool. That's amazing. That's really awesome. I love it. And how about vacations? What sort of luxury vacations do you envision for you and your family?
See, my children, they don't like the beach. We live like 15-minute walk from two beaches, two really gorgeous beaches, and neither of them like the beach. So when I envisage it, I am like in, like Bali or the Maldives or somewhere really awesome. Yes. And I know that you love your private islands.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at them. I've been looking at buying those.
Nice, very nice.
And I understand that when you buy a private island, you have to, build it up. You have to create resorts and things like this. So
yeah.
I'll probably just go there. I'll probably go to one of my own resorts on one of my private islands. And,
absolutely.
They're going to have to suffer the beach. They're going to have to suffer the sunshine and the beach. What can I say?
And knowing that it's theirs and they can go there at any time, and also bring their girlfriends or boyfriends there, have their weddings there in the future. I mean, it's just like this amazing legacy that you pass down also to the next generation. So I mean, I love your billionaire lifestyle. It's going to be great fun. And I'm so glad that I'm your friend and I will be there enjoying some of this. Maybe you will send your pilot to come pick me up in your private jet.
Absolutely.
Sounds so much fun. Okay, so let's transition to your advice for other women, right, who tentatively are thinking, well, I want more, much, much more, and perhaps they want to be billionaires, but holding themselves back in some way for some reason. Maybe they don't have the support around them. What sort of advice would you give them?
It's really hard. So you're going to love this one. One of the things that I would say is to join your group. Because Manifest, what is it?
Manifest High Net Worth, yeah, on Facebook.
It really is one of the best Facebook, on Facebook that I've ever been in.
Thank you. Tremendous. Wow, that says a lot. Wow. Thank you, Janet. I so appreciate that. Wow. Yes, that means a lot to me. It really, truly is a fun group. Manifest High Net Worth on Facebook. It's a fun group and very, very mind expanding, right?
Yeah, and supportive.
Yes.
So we're taught, we often get brought up being taught that we're in competition with each other.
Yes.
And that's very masculine, which I think is why I am focusing so much on women, because women, we don't really enjoy being in competition. We much more enjoy being in collaboration.
Yes.
And it's collaborating that really will step up everybody's game.
Yeah.
You know? So that's my advice. Would be my advice. Join your group, but also find a community of like-minded women.
Yes.
Who will support you as you step, and who you can support as well.
Right.
I really don't believe in leaning on other people, because if that person steps away, then you tumble.
Right.
So you've got to proudly and powerfully stand in your own space.
Absolutely.
Your own power, but still be of support.
Yes.
Without leaning. Yes.
That makes a lot of sense. And what if they don't have an idea yet for how they're going to be the billionaires? You just have this desire. What would you advise them to do? To give up on it, or keep the desire alive?
If they don't have an idea of how to do it,
is
that what you're asking?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
No, okay. So this is the interesting thing, because the how isn't up to you.
Yeah.
It really isn't. It's none of your business.
That's right.
It really isn't any of your business whatsoever. If you've got the desire, if you can see it, if you can feel it, if you can taste it, then it's yours.
Yes.
And you just have to remember that everything happens in its own good time.
Yeah.
And you don't see the whole picture, you just see the next step, and that's all you need.
Yes.
Yeah. So you
that
have
is powerful.
You get the step and you go, oh, I'm going to take that step because it just came to me. That sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah.
That's wow. The brain talks you out of taking it.
Yeah. Exactly. The brain is really good at trying to keep us comfortable in struggle. Yeah. That is really good. So that you're saying the how is not your business. As long as you have the idea that you want to be a billionaire and just keep imagining that lifestyle, eventually the steps will begin to unfold, and you just keep taking one step and the next and the next. And
exactly. And you don't want to be worrying about step 10 when you're on step 2.
That's true. Yeah.
You just need to wait until step 3 happens. Oh, there it is.
And you just do it. That's really powerful and very important on the journey, because of course it's very easy to know, when you don't know how something is going to happen, to just give up on it. So I like that idea of just hanging on to the vision of the vision or the desired outcome. Create a vision board like you have created, and just stick with the advice you gave of every hour getting back into being centered in your body and feeling that vision realized. Just take 3 minutes. Yeah, every hour.
It doesn't take any time at all.
Yeah,
every hour.
It's been a fantastic conversation, Janet. I so appreciate it. Where can people find you, if a powerful entrepreneurial women who want to make way more money without any stress and make the impact and create the influence that they want? Where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook. I believe I am the only Janet Mohapi-Banks in the world. And I've also got a website, janetmohapibankscoaching.com.
janetmohapibankscoaching.com. Okay, that sounds great. I'll put it also in the description of the video later. All right, Janet, thanks so much for taking the time to chat today on Conscious Billionaire. I so appreciate you and all that you've shared, of course.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure and honor to be here. It really has. I think you're amazing. I love it.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, everyone watching, go ahead and like and subscribe. And be sure to check out Janet Mohapi-Banks.coaching.com and look up Janet on Facebook. And also check out Manifest High Net Worth Facebook group. Until next time, bye.